Hi, this is Maria. I'm a demonstrator in Southern Ontario in Canada, and I'm working my way through the Sale-a-bration brochure. Yesterday or the day before, I did a video highlighting the driving by stamp set, made a couple of cute cards, so you might check that video. And today we're going to catch butterflies. I know it's more like catching snowflakes down there, but we'll just pretend they're butterflies. This is a cute little girl, and this is a perfect opportunity for me to introduce a brand new product from Stampin Up. These. I know a lot of you have been looking for flesh-toned markers, and guess what? These are the new members to the Stampin Blends, and they are skin colored alcohol Stampin Blends, and they come in packages of 2, a light and a medium, and they don't have names, they have numbers. So they start at 100 and end up at 1,000. As you can see, at 100, it's the darker markers, and the light is 1,000. And that's about all that I'm going to say on the markers. I'm going to be using these 3 markers today, 400 and 200 for her hair, and I'm going to do the 600 for... the 900 for her skin. Now, having said that, if you use the color lifter, you can alter the colors of these. You can also mix and match the colors. Anyway, I said I wouldn't say anything more, but I kind of get excited about it, especially since we've been waiting for this a long time. So, catching butterflies. Like I said, it's on page... I was just there. Here we go. Page 6 of the Sale-a-bration catalog or brochure. And I'm also going to be using another Sale-a-bration item, which is this friendly Hello designer paper. And I will show you that in just a moment. And you can see as I'm using a bookmark, this is another Sale-a-bration item too, actually, the otter and the paper that he is swimming in. Okay, let me show you the card. This is the card. Isn't it cute? Love the freckles. So, the other product I'm using are these little butterflies, metallic butterflies. All right. Stamp set. It is a cling stamp set. And all right, I said I would show you the designer paper, and I'll show you a few other cards that I made. This is the Hello designer paper. It's very, very pretty. There's one side. Isn't that lovely? The Highland Heather. Oh, I can see a lot of possibilities for this one. And I've used this quite a bit, the little bird in it. That's why I only have, this is all I've got of a 12. This is a 12 by 12 paper. The other side of this is green, and I will be using that in the card today. And another pool party. And isn't this spring-like? I look outside and I see... well, you know what I see, and it gets a little bit, this time of year we tend to get a little bit of cabin fever, and I suppose COVID doesn't help with that. So pale papaya, Highland Heather, some more pale papaya. Now this has endless possibilities. Yeah, and I love the stripes. I've used this in another card that I will show you. And I've used this in another card. Okay, I think those are all. Yep. Okay, so that is the, now it is 12 by 12, and I've just cut this in half. It just makes it easier to handle. Okay, so this is the card. Let's get started with making it. Now, what I have done is I have stamped the image. I got a scan and cut for Christmas, and I stamped a whole bunch of these images and cut them out. Now, I know most of you don't have that. You can just stamp the girl and cut it out with a pair of scissors, or you don't even need to do that. You can just stamp it on some white background and use that. But I have the image already cut. I'm using Granny Apple Green as my base. There we go. Granny Apple Green is my base. It's a top folding, so it's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2 to form a top folding card. And then for the next layer, I'm using the designer paper, the Granny Apple Green, with the leaves, the branches on it, and I'm going to be putting it at an angle, which means that I'm going to have to trim it. And I'm just double checking. I have a pair of scissors. I do. Okay. And then to put the image on, I have a piece of Stitch So Sweetly. But if you want to just stamp on a piece of white, basic white, you just cut a little bit of a bigger piece so that she will fit directly on it. Here's my little image cut out, but you could stamp her right on that. Okay. And for the sentiment, don't you just, isn't this lovely? You make my heart happy. And that's how I feel today. You're looking at that, and it does make your heart feel happy. And to punch that, I'm going to use a punch that I haven't used that much. It's called the Banner Pick-a-Punch, and it has 2 sides. You can see it either notches this way or notches that way, and you can have various sizes. And so I'm going to use this one, and then I'll make one size larger as the mat. I'll do that. Okay, now the reason I'm bringing Cajun Craze is that that's the color that I'm going to make her hair, and I'm going to give her freckles. One nice thing that I found with this little girl is that you change the color of the cardstock and the designer paper, color her dress accordingly, and she's color coordinated. Let me just show you what I mean. For example, I took the Highland Heather, the pattern, and I just colored her dress in Highland Heather. So you don't always want to do it. For example, here, I did not want to color her dress Pool Party because then she would just fade away because it's too pale. So I did Flirty Flamingo here. Okay, let's get going with the card. Now, I think what I'll do is I'll put the card together. Oh, I have, of course, something for the inside. So I'm going to use my Tombow. Oh, and I have a new one today. Isn't that something? Hey, we get all excited about a new bottle of Tombow. Oh my goodness. Okay. So it's going to go from, okay, here we go. Now, this is the second half of, am I on camera? Okay, this is the second half from this one. Okay, so, and the way you want to do it is this corner needs to be on that corner, okay? And then the bottom corner goes, I might have to cut another piece. This is long enough. Okay, so Good thing I brought my trimmer with me. So I'll use this for another card. Okay, that happens, doesn't it? I can use that. There's my paper. There we are. Okay, so this is 3 inches. There's my trimmer. Here it is. So 3 inches. And I just put a new blade on. Okay. I'll put that aside. That'll be for the next. Okay, so this goes on camera. There we go. That corner goes up here, and then that corner goes here at the bottom. Sorry, no, this corner. Okay, I'm getting, hope I didn't confuse you there. Okay, this corner up here, this corner down there. All right, let's get her going. So that corner up there, and then this corner down here. And I will lift it up to make sure that I have enough. No, I didn't have enough glue here. All right, Tombo, you're new, so why are you acting up? There we go. Good. All right, now get my scissors. And cut from the back. And be careful you don't cut your card. And I'm just going to take a little scrap. I've got some glue here. You know what's going to happen, right? Okay, so I'll set that aside, and I'm going to do a little bit of blending on this because the background is too stark. I always like a little bit of color on the background. And to do that, I'm going to use my blender brush and some balmy blue ink. And I'm not going to color the whole thing. I'm just going to color the center part, and not very dark, just so that there is a little bit of color. And I'm also going to use, see this stamp set right there? That is this little motion stamp, so that, and this grounds the little girl. And I'll use basic gray. or sorry, smoky slate. Basic gray was just a little bit too dark for me. Now you can do this after or before, but I figure, well, I'm working on it, and I'm going to be putting her like that. So then I'll just do there. Now you can do more than one if you like. I'll just do one for now, and I can always add another one. So that's the background, and I'll just put that there, and we're going to color the little girl. And I'm going to start with the skin tone, and I'm going to start, this is number 900, and just to show you what the color looks like, there we go. Now you can do shading in that. I'm just not going to do that. I just want to just give her skin a little. Now this lightens as it dries. That's all I'm going to do with the skin tone. Now I may come back and just go over right underneath. Rather than picking another color, I'll just use the same one and put a second coating on. There. Now for the freckles, okay, I can see which one would I like. That's too dark. Yeah, okay, that'll do. And I'll use them. Yep. Now I might as well leave this out because I'm going to do the hair using this color. But I'm going to use a base of crumb cake for the hair. And you know, you can be as fussy as you want. And I'm going to take a color lifter, and I'm just going to, now I need to get a new one, but there's still some in here. I just want to lighten some areas because I want to add some of the reddish tones to the hair. I always wanted these skin tone markers because it's just so much. You get tired of using petal pink all the time. Or flirty flamingo. Little highlights. There. I think that looks, I can fuss all day, but I don't want to do that. But just to see the little freckles. Okay. All right. Now the dress, I'm going to, because the paper is Granny Apple Green, I'm going to use Granny Apple Green to do the dress. And again, I'm not going to fuss. Nor am I going to do a lot of shading. I just want to have her dress there. Now that'll lighten up a little bit. and I maybe go over it again a second time, and that's the only shading that I do for this card anyway. And for the net, I'm just taking some de pool party. Don't talk about spelling, but goodness, de pool. Reminds you of Fantasy Island. Do you remember watching Fantasy Island? I know I'm aging myself. I always say, de plane, de plane. Well, this is de pool, de pool. There. And I want to make her eyes blue. And I'll just do a little bit here. Isn't it amazing the difference that makes, just making her eyes blue? Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I'm pretty well finished with coloring our little girl. And I'm going to put her on with dimensionals. Oh, let me close this up. I'm going to get accidents here. Move some of that out of the way. And I'm getting to the end of my pack, so I use everything that I can. So if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed to my channel, if you could do that, my goal over the next couple of months is to have 1,000 subscribers. I'm at 966. So if I can get 1,000 subscribers, then I would be able to do YouTube Live. As it is now, I'm not allowed to. I'm going to try to start doing Facebook Live in the next little while. Oh, thank goodness. I thought that was a pen mark or something. Oh, how to give a girl a heart attack. So this morning I was doing some baking. I inadvertently ordered what I thought were 5 single bananas, 5 bunches. That was a lot of bananas, and there's no way that I could eat that many bananas without them getting too ripe. Well, I finished the last batch of baking. I made banana bread, banana cupcakes, banana cookies, and today it was banana muffins again. Okay, now I'm going to just put this on with some Tombow. You can, if you want, you can use dimensionals. I just didn't want to make the card too thick. Now, one word of caution, when you have something that is at an angle, you have a tendency to want to match that angle up when you're putting your main piece on. So just be very cautious that you kind of line it up with the edge of the card to make sure that you're putting it on straight. I put on quite a few crooked ones before I realized what my eye was doing to me. Okay. Now I'm going to stamp. This is You Make Me Happy, and I've stamped it with Cajun craze just to match the hair. And we'll get out the punch. The important thing, unlock it. You have no idea how many times I have tried to do this. And, okay, which way do I want to do it? This way or this way? I think I'll do it this way. So you slide it in the slot, and the best thing is just turn it over, and you can see the paper, and you just match it. Make sure that the paper on both sides of this little thing is okay. I have to just change hands. And there we go. Now I'm going to do the same on the other side. Slide it in, turn it over. All right, where did you go? Well, it's hiding in there somewhere. Where did it go? Well, you know what? I'm going to do this by hand then. Punches work when they want to, and when they don't, they don't. So then I have a larger piece. See, now if I was on YouTube Live, people could be yelling at me, not yelling, but commenting, Maria, you're off camera again. Okay. So I do believe we're in for another bit of bad weather. We're going to get a dumping of snow again. There. This side is not quite the way I like it, but well, I'll have to check and see what's happening with the punch. Yeah, maybe I'll just cut this. Okay. And I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. Right about there. Don't need the bigger ones left, and I'll just cut those in half. Now I have the small dimensionals with me. And my pick tool, my most invaluable tool in my tool chest. Yeah, you make me happy. Now for embellishments, I have got some butterflies, metallic brushed brass butterflies, and this is from the Flowering Fields or the Tulip bundle, and they're in 2 sizes. There's large and small, or medium and small, so you can arrange them any way you like. I'll put one, she almost caught it, or you can even put a little one in there. And one is really trying to get away. Okay. And then I'm going to put a little bow up at the top. And I don't have any Granny Apple green ribbon, so I'm using white, Whisper white ribbon that I have in my stash. And what I did is I colored it with my Granny Apple green marker. Now, I had an old marker that was about ready to give up the ghost. This one, you can tell they're ready to give up the ghost is look at the nib, how light it is. And so I'm going to take this little piece. No, I'm not. Okay, what do I have here that I can use? Why did I use the back of this? Okay. I'm sure all of you have done this before. You just take your... Now, the other thing you can do is you can open up your ink pad and then just rub it along the top of the ink pad. I'll just do a little bit more. There. Okay. That really works, doesn't it? Okay. Now, let's make this into a bow. It's times like this when we need music. Here. And I'll get a glue dot. You know, it used to be that the glue dots were on this side, and now the glue dots are on the part that, the flap or whatever it's called, the roll out. And, okay, glitter. Gotta have a little bit of glitter. And especially, this little girl has a twinkle in her eyes. And I'll put a little bit in her hair. I didn't do that in my sample one, but I really think that makes a bit of difference. A little bit of glitter on her dress. There. Doesn't that make a difference? Especially the eyes. It really brings it to life. Now for the inside, what I'm going to do is another one of the stamps in here is the butterfly. This is one stamp. And this is right here. And what I'm going to do is with, I can do Cajun Craze or Granny Apple Green. What did I do in my sample? I just did black, but you know, I think I'm going to do Granny Apple Green. Let's see what, I didn't bring it with me, so I guess, okay, well, I guess we do the memento then. Put one up in the top corner here, and then another one in the bottom corner, and put the lid back on, And we just now put that on the inside. Now you can, if you want, just stamp part of the little girl on the inside as well. There we go. So there is our card completed. My sample card, the card we just made. And now let's show you a few more samples. Now I made another card, similar card scheme, almost identical, but I put a little kitten up at the top looking down. And this piece is from the Sweet Stockings set with the little cats and the dogs. I couldn't resist. Okay, I did that. And I showed you one in Pool Party. And this one in Highland Heather. And I did two pieces, actually 3 different pieces of designer paper. The Highland Heather with the florals, and then the opposite side a strip, and then on the bottom here, and then I did a die cut of the border dies. I used that there. So you can have a lot of fun with this designer paper, and with this little girl chasing butterflies. And she is in the Sale-a-bration catalog, which means with a $60 purchase, you can get her free. With another $60 purchase, you can get, actually it's $120 because the designer paper comes with a stamp set, but still, it's still free. So just love the paper, and I hope you enjoyed watching me color this little girl and putting the card together. And these are, you can buy any of these products in my online store, and I'll put the link below. And have a wonderful day. Bye now.